Well, welcome back to the Extraordinary Drummer Show. As you know, I'm your host, Cheron Moore. I always say today. My guest today, I tell you, boy, woohoo! I am so glad she's on the show. I am so glad she's on the show. You talk about having some hands with drums. Whoa, man. We're gonna talk about that. She can rip up some rudiments, man. Backwards, forward, sideways. She's been called the master of the rudiments. She has hundreds of followers on her social media accounts. I saw her the other day. We're going to talk about this on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the drum solo with Questlove. That was fun to watch. I saw that. She's also have been labeled and called the GodMother of Drumming. I simply call her a drummer's drummer. Will you help me welcome to the Extraordinary Drummer Show today, Dorothea Taylor. Hey, Dorothea.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to the Extraordinary Drummer Show.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad you're here.
I am too. We are vacationing way up in Upper Michigan, right up here on Lake Superior, practically. And so I wasn't sure whether your Zoom would even reach up this high.
Well, I'm glad you was able to squeeze us in during your vacation time. That's mighty nice of you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I wanna start way back. Let's go way back. You're originally from Michigan?
Yes.
That's some beautiful.
So that's why we come here to meet family and just have fun and get out of the summer heat in South Carolina. So I really like to come up here.
I read where you started playing, going back in your history, you started playing at age 13. Is that right?
Yep. I was in 8th grade and I couldn't stand it any longer. Like I've told this before, because I had been watching the drum line as they practiced and marched, because we had the drum and bugle corps in our small city. And I watched the drummers every year and I could hear them practicing from where we lived. It was just a matter of a block and a half. And then you could look down the hill and you could hear them and watch them rehearsing for the summer competitions. So I just decided to, after the summer was over and they were taking new people for the next oncoming season, I went and signed up. And surprised that they didn't question me being a girl signing up for drums, and it just went from there.
But you originally was playing piano, was that right?
Yes, I took 6 years of piano, and I took 1 year of saxophone in 6th grade, but that still wasn't drums. I was born to be a drummer. I could feel it.
Oh, yes. Something about those drums at an early age. You get the banging and carrying on. It's unlike any other instrument.
It really is. Because if you can feel the rhythm, you just can't help it. You're always tapping on things and you're listening to what the drummer is doing, trying to copy that groove or whatever it may be.
Do you come from a musical family? Anybody play? Mother, father, family?
No, but I know my dad, if he had had the opportunity, he would have been a drummer, because he used to sit at the kitchen table with his fork and knife and he was playing rhythms on the plate before my mom finished dinner.
Tell me about joining the drum and, how do you say this? Brugle corps.
Yeah. So it's all drums and bugles, but bugles of different sizes. They have the soprano bugle that's just like a trumpet, but bugles don't have the valves. But I think nowadays they have started making some of the valves, but they didn't used to. And they have the baritone and the French horn and all different sizes, but they're all brass instruments, and so it's loud on the field for outdoors and just so much fun. It's totally different than marching band. marching band has flutes on the, on the line outside, and you can't really hear a flute that much. A saxophone and a clarinet, that belongs on the stage somewhere for concerts. But, drum and bugle corps, and it's ongoing right now. They're getting ready to have their final for world champions. I can't remember the exact date, but it could be like this upcoming weekend or so, the best of the best performing. And so I've been keeping track of the scores and all of the corps. They're just amazing to watch.
Tell me about playing with the band Badlander. Hey, a little classic rock there, huh?
Oh yeah, we had fun playing all kinds of gigs around Myrtle Beach, and indoor and outdoor gigs. It was fun, and it was fun learning all those classic rock songs, and because a lot of them I didn't know, and so it was just fun getting familiar and listening to the drum parts for them. And then we threw in a little modern country at the same time, playing with them.
I understand Buddy Rich was a big influence.
Oh, yeah. And at that time, I think he was a big influence for any up and coming drummer, because he was just so amazing. And then most drummers will tell you the same thing, that Buddy Rich was just the man. And there are so many good drummers out there now. And I admire so many. And you did Chris Coleman, a week or so ago. And Chris Coleman is one of my favorite drummers. And there's just so many on my list. Vinnie Colaiuta, and oh my goodness. But I watched a Buddy Rich solo. Someone sent it to me maybe 3 days ago. And just listening to that whole long solo, it just made me say, yep, he was the man. I don't think there is a young boy that's close to Buddy Rich's style. And he has a really good photographic memory. He can watch Buddy and, emulate what Buddy was doing. But there's only one Buddy Rich.
What's it feel like to have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on social media?
It's crazy. Last night we went to a new ice cream shop here in this little town that I'm here in Michigan. And as soon as I walked in the door, this guy recognized me and said, "I'm going to buy you your ice cream." And so I got a free ice cream cone. He was just a customer in there. And then when I walked out to the car, these two people jumped out of their car and ran over to me. And people that I'd never seen before. And she said, "We just watched you on Jimmy Fallon's." I guess they found it on YouTube. They had just seen me the day before. And so that was just me going to get ice cream last evening. So, and it's been like that. We went to the grocery store right outside the campground here, and two different people recognized me and stopped me. So it's been fun. It's a lot of fun knowing that, that I'm showing people and inspiring people that maybe thought that they couldn't play drums at my age, couldn't take up drums at my age, so, and maybe inspiring them to get off the couch and do something rather than, just sitting and knitting or sitting and reading a book and not getting up and doing things and being active. So it's just been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of opportunities because I have 1.3 million followers on TikTok. And so I have so many direct messages and opportunities like yourself. I've done so many podcasts, but I've also had opportunity to be endorsed by so many new products.
You spoke about being a female drummer and being a senior. Would you mind if we ask your age?
No, I don't mind. I'm 71. but I don't really feel 71.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. I just enjoy life and I feel like I'm younger. I think the only time that I feel my age is when my back or my hips hurt.
Uh, let's talk drumming a little bit. Drum talk.
Okay.
Rudiments.
I love them.
I think if you look up the word rudiments in the dictionary, your picture is probably right there next to it.
Probably is now.
Oh man, can you know? I read somewhere where your paradiddles was timed at 230 beats per minute. Is that right?
I think so. I think they were. Yeah. It's just something fun to do, but it just keeps your chops. Your hands, your fast hands are called your chops, and it's fun to practice and to get loose enough to to be able to play at that tempo. So it's just something fun to do.
What's your favorite rudiment? No, 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 no. That's too easy. That's too easy. What's your hardest rudiment? That's the one.
The hardest one that I've always said, but it's something that you really don't use that much unless you are playing classical situation and they might stick that particular rudiment in. It's a flam paradiddle diddle, and it alternates where regular paradiddle diddles don't alternate, but the flam paradiddle diddle alternates. And just to get up speed is almost impossible with that rudiment. That's the only one that I don't like. I love all of the other rudiments, but to try to get that thing up fast, it's almost impossible.
I saw you on the Tonight Show the other night. What did that feel like?
That was just so special. I got a DM on my Instagram and said it was one of the talent producers and of the Jimmy Fallon show, and we would like you to come be on the show. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Dorothea, we do a thing on the show that we call Word of Advice, where I ask the drummers, I ask the guests if they would leave a parting word for the up-and-comer drummers, even the guys at the next level, but that are trying to get traction in this industry, traction in the game. Would you leave them a word of advice, please?
Well, I think I would like to say, if you're really serious about moving on into the industry and, doing what you are dreaming of doing, you have to somehow get to be the best that you are capable of. And the only way that you can do that is to spend quality time practicing.
Let's talk endorsements. What gear are you using? Drums, cymbals, sticks, and so forth?
I think my first endorsement was Peisty Cymbals contacted me. And I used to work in a music store. And so I knew the quality of the Peisties, and I knew that they were amazing. And I was just ecstatic at the thought of being endorsed. And so I got to pick out, listen and pick out all the cymbals that I would love to have. And, pretty soon, a few weeks later, there they arrived at my door. And I've just, oh my goodness, I've had so much fun with them, playing, practicing, and doing all my my virtual videos. And then I have had, several gigs since I was endorsed. And then ProMark approached me, and that's Diodario. So, I'm fully endorsed with all of Diodario products, whether it be, drum heads or drumsticks, or if I needed guitar strings or whatever. But so I have that. and practice pads, and Evans practice pads. And then the opportunity arose last year where I could get endorsed by Tamburo, which is an Italian-made drum, handmade in Italy. And so they sent them over to me, and they're just amazing. So I have everything I need. And it's just, it's like a dream come true when I walk up my steps into my studio. Every day is just so much fun when I get at the top of the stairs and I just look, because I have so much equipment up there. It's just so fun.
I read somewhere where it said you teach all over the world.
Yes, virtually. It's just the opportunity. I get direct messages from young, when I'm saying young, like 20-ish, and they're just from different places. I've had a student in Singapore, had several in Asia, and several in just
You're freezing
Latin
up there.
America. Mm-hmm. And then, all over the United States, students from everywhere.
Shake your computer a little bit for me, Dorothea. You froze it. There you go. There you are. There you are. Okay, finish that sentence. You said from Asia?
Yes, Asia and different parts of Asia, and then all of Latin America I've had. And I've had several interviews and Zooms from Latin America as well. So and the students are just from all over. Am I still freezing?
No, it's in and out. We're almost done. We're almost done here.
Okay.
Okay. I'll ask you this one. What do you think of being called, make sure I say it right here. Let me make sure I say it right. GodMother of Drumming. What do you think of that one? And who gave you that title?
The guys out at Drumeo in Canada. When I did that Down with the Sickness video, and I was there for a couple of days doing a lot of different videos, they said, we need to give you a nickname. And then they were all, putting their heads together, and then they came up with it. They said, how about the GodMother of Drumming? How do you like that? And I said, I guess that would be fine. And so, man, when that video came out and just went into the millions and millions, it has, if you look on Facebook under Drumeo, it has like 86 or 87 million views, that one video. Wow. Down with the Sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just shocking to see that many people that enjoyed that video and watched it.
In closing, I usually ask the drummers this question. Dorothea, what do you want your legacy to be said, to be told?
To follow your passion. If there's something that you really love, just like I loved drumming from the time I was probably 7 or 8 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a drummer. So if you know that you want to do something in life, you do it. You follow your passion and make sure that, you satisfy that passion in your life.
That ties in with a phrase or something I read that you said. You said you never had a real job.
Well, no, not really. I mean, I worked in a music store. How fun is that? Getting to help drummers pick out their cymbals and drums and put drum sets together. I mean, that was so much fun. That wasn't like a real job. I never had a 9-to-5 office job or anything like that. I've always had fun things.
And they all were associated with your passion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I let my husband be the breadwinner. He brought home the dough.
Yes, ma'am.
And I had fun.
I say thank you so very much for being on the Extraordinary Drummer Show.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Will you help me wave goodbye to all the fans?
All right. Bye, guys. Make sure you follow me.